time, I will call the meeting to order. The board consists of 5 members and 2 alternates, the alternates taking full part in the discussions and becoming a voting member in the absence of a member or when a member abstains for conflict of interest. Present tonight are members John Dudikant, Joe Kraus, Kay Towsley, and I am Lisa Carson, the chair. Also present is zoning administrator, Mr. David Riggs. At this time, I invite you to view a pre-recorded video on the rules and procedures of the board. The Athens Board of Zoning Appeals operates according to the following procedure. The chair will name and describe the case. The zoning administrator or secretary will state the basis of the objection and any applicable facts or conditions pertaining to the case. The appellant or their representative will give reason why the appeal should be viewed favorably. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the request will be heard. Anyone wishing to speak in general comment will be heard. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition will be heard. If necessary, the appellant or their representative will offer concluding, summary, or rebuttal remarks. Testimony from the floor shall be closed. The board will deliberate and render a decision. According to Athens City Code, Section 23.07.03b, the board has power to grant variances from the strict application of the code, provided the variance will not be contrary to the public interest, the spirit of the code is observed, public safety and welfare are secured, and substantial justice is done. According to Athens City Code, Section 23.07.10c, variances from the code shall not be granted unless the board makes specific findings of fact based directly on the particular evidence presented to it, that the standards and conditions imposed in this title, if applicable, have been met by the applicant. Exceptional circumstances. There are exceptional or extraordinary circumstances or conditions applying to the property in question or to the intended use of the property that do not apply generally to other properties or classes or uses in the same zone. Practical difficulty and undue hardship. Because of exceptional or extraordinary circumstances or conditions pertaining to a specific piece of property, a literal enforcement of these regulations will result in practical difficulty or undue hardship that is unnecessary to the achievement of public purposes. Preservation of equal property rights. Literal interpretation of these regulations would deprive the appellant of rights commonly enjoyed by others in the same zone and the same vicinity, while a granting of the requested variance will not confer on the applicant any special privilege that is denied to other properties in the same zone and the same vicinity. Minimum variance. The variance granted is the minimum variance required to make possible the reasonable use of the property. Absence of detriment. The authorizing of such variance will not be of substantial detriment to adjacent property and will not materially impair the purpose of the zoning code or the public interest. Not of a general nature. The condition or situation of the specific piece of property or the intended use of said property for which variance is sought, one or the other or in combination, is not of so general or recurrent a nature as to make reasonably practicable the formulation of a general regulation for such condition or situation. Any person, resident, or officer, department, or appointed body of the City of Athens, aggrieved by a decision of the board, may petition the Athens County Court of Common Pleas concerning the illegality of the decision. Such petition must be filed within 30 days after the mailing of the decision of the board to the applicant. Thank you. There's just one case on tonight's agenda, a property at 24 South May Avenue. The board is required to take testimony under oath. Would anyone wishing to speak concerning any item on the agenda, or the one item on the agenda, please stand. If you're planning to speak, yeah.
I'm happy to speak, I guess.
Yeah, you get to speak.
Delighted to if I, sure.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony that you will present to the board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Now what do I do? statement of the agenda.
Should we have statement Griggs?
So this case is 2106V for the property at 24 South May Avenue. The appellant is requesting a variance from Athens City Code 231001, Table A Schedule of Bolt Controls, to allow 36% building coverage where 30% is the maximum allowance, and also to allow a rear setback of 2 feet from the property line where 5 feet is the minimum requirement. So, Mr. Riggs, do you have anything?
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Chair. The appellant has asked for did a zoning request for an auxiliary structure, and when we checked, we found out that they didn't meet the maximum, or they exceeded the maximum percentage allowed for coverage, and also they were into their rear setback. So we denied the variance, or denied the application, and they're here tonight to discuss it.
Great, thank you. So the appellant is invited to go to the podium and just add anything you want to, tell us anything you would like to about this case. Please give your name and address first.
Sure. Mass golf or own, what's the preference?
I don't know.
Currently, we don't have a mask requirement at this time if you're vaccinated.
I am fully vaccinated and at least 25 feet away, so this will be a little easier to hear me.
Yeah.
So I should state I am not a lawyer, so this is all new to me. So feel free to pepper me with questions. Our lot, my name is Brian Clark, and my wife Letha Clark. We live at 24 South May. We've been there about 15 or 16 years. We initially did not realize we were over the 30% limit. I'm assuming that was based on the historical standards of when the house was built, and it was sort of grandfathered in. So we learned that, and then we had a number of chats with folks at the city office who I must say have been absolutely wonderful. I think I've spoken to you as well as several other people. Wonderful interactions with everybody, to the extent that they also gave us some examples of prior variance requests. So I largely mimicked those requests for the same request. I think the basics of the case is that we're on a tiny little 5,200 square foot lot. If I understand correctly, in large part governed by the information I gleaned from the city code office, many of the assumptions for those lots are based on an 8,000 square feet lot. So we're on a tiny lot. Our house is far from, extravagant. I think the footprint's about 1,200 square feet. It's a 1.5 story home. We're just looking to maximize our space on the lot. And I think I'm assuming you guys got a copy of the 2 or 3 page sort of request that I put in, but I think that's a take home. I'm happy to take specific questions, or if I need to make a public statement, I can read that, but that seems a little monotonous.
Yeah, probably not necessary, but there may be some questions. Does anyone?
How far from the alley are you, your property run? Right up to the alley, is it?
The short answer is, Mr. Riggs can give us the official answer. I think the short answer is, yeah, it runs right up to the end. I think the current fence is set back 5 or 6 or 7 feet from the alley. And then the garage is sort of backing up to the alley. If you look at, it's not the best picture, but figure 2A does sort of show the alley, and I know it's grainy, but you can see the garage with the alley, and then there's a little bit of garden space in the far back. We have one twisty baby locust and a series of other plantings there.
Staghorn sumac, right?
What's that?
You have a staghorn sumac back there?
We do have a staghorn sumac. Yeah, we just had to move it, actually. You familiar with it?
Oh yeah, my son is.
Sure.
He's a tree fanatic.
Yep. We are too.
Anybody else?
No?
No, Joe? My only question in terms of minimum variance, I love your garden.
Thank you.
I decided not to peek over the fence or go sneak into your backyard, so I just kind of circled around.
Sure.
And I'm having a hard time connecting this plan with what I saw there, driveway, house, okay. Is there any way you could have placed, I'm sorry, this is the Where's the house? Do you know? But it says proposed, so I'm confused about where your house is on this larger plan.
Would you like me to show you?
Yeah, compared, and where the actual little auxiliary,
So.
yeah, sorry.
Okay, so this does not show the house.
Okay,
This is the garage, this is the alleyway.
okay,
Sure. Here's the alleyway, here's the alleyway.
So the house
Here,
would be over
here is
there.
the garage, and
Gotcha.
garage.
House is
Can I
up here.
flip this one this way just so?
yeah.
Well, that's okay. It's
You can figure it
So
out.
the house is right here.
So the house is, garage is here, yeah, the house is up here.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, the house is here, alley's here, garage is here, this is a driveway. This is a fenced-in yard, the fence here, and so this was the proposal here. So yeah, this is the alley, driveway, garage, alleyway, garden bed, fence is here.
So the house,
House is here,
okay,
This is here.
okay.
house is here.
So,
Yep.
okay, there, that's me
Now,
right
Let
there.
me grab my iPad, I can give you a little better explanation probably on the whole.
Yeah.
So if you, this is gonna turn, yes. So this is South Main here.
Okay.
South Main here. This is the alleyway back here. This is the garage, this is the house. Right back here is where we're going to put the
Okay.
shelter. Tuck it into this little.
Okay, and there's no room, I mean, that you couldn't adjust that or put it away from, further away from the fence?
In which direction?
I don't know.
So I think the short answer is no. I actually took a
Yeah.
photo of the area right before I left, to try to give an idea how tight space is here.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that just from,
How do I? Oh, for some reason that's not.
might not be necessary. You guys, we probably have all the information we need.
So this is the,
Yeah.
basically, this is the in-color real person view, right?
Okay,
So the garage stops here, so you can see that this is sort of the back fence. The garage sort of ends here, and it's a tiny little space.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally
okay,
maybe 12 feet wide, 12 feet long in this little space. And we're just trying to maximize footprint, to be honest with
right,
you.
okay, thank you. Okay, so, what do I do now?
They're really good pictures, too.
Yeah, they are nice.
Presentation is very well.
Yeah, we want to come visit.
Yeah. You gonna have a koi pond?
No koi pond. We would love to have a water garden, not enough space.
Right, you don't have the space.
Mosquitoes, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I think you'd be better with mosquitoes. We've talked extensively about that, but no, not at this time.
Okay, so no questions, no further questions? Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I guess we can go ahead and close testimony from the floor since there is no testimony from the floor. Oh, that doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, I just wonder what, there's no, nothing in here about your neighbors and have they been supportive?
You know, we've not actually talked to
Yeah.
any of them. It's kind of awkward to go to
Yeah.
a neighbor and bring it up when they're emailing this stuff out. Nobody has said anything
Yeah.
one way or the other.
That's-
Well, and we didn't get any
We didn't get anything.
letters
so-
of protest, so.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've seen it, it's a pretty solid fenced-in back there.
Yeah.
So there's pretty good amount of privacy already. So
Yeah.
my assumption is that.
Yeah, they were certainly
people don't
informed,
care
so.
or they figure it's out of sight, out of mind. kind of thing.
Okay, thank you. So does, are we ready for a motion then?
I think we are.
Who wants to do a motion?
I'd be happy to.
Okay,
I move to grant a variance to the property at 24 South May Avenue from ACC 231001, Table A, Schedule of Bulk Controls, to allow 36% building coverage where 30% is the maximum allowance, and to allow a rear setback of 2 feet from the property line where 5 feet is the minimum requirement.
thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thanks. So let's just, unless you have something else, we'll just go through the findings. If I can find the findings. Exceptional circumstances. Are there exceptional or extraordinary circumstances or conditions?
Yeah, the lot is really small.
Yeah, that'd be the biggest thing I would say.
And practical difficulty and undue hardship, this comes to pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, same.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
What about preservation of equal property rights?
I think a lot of people have outdoor patios on small lots.
Yeah, we've granted a lot of variances in those neighborhoods to people who wanted a larger footprint than is allowed by code. Minimum variance. I would say it's the minimum variance.
I would say definitely based upon if the average size is 8,000 and this is 5, I mean, they're not asking for a 24% difference, they're asking for smaller, so yeah, I would think so.
I agree. Is there an absence of detriment?
No one seems to be complaining.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so.
There's no apparent detriment.
No.
And is it of a general nature only to the extent that many properties in that zone are very small and have to come here to get some help, but otherwise, no.
Right.
All right, so I'm trying to remember, so we want to vote all for and all against all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all those who wish to approve the variance, please raise your hand. Okay, it's unanimous. You've received your variance. You're welcome. Yay! So,
This is very efficient.
so there is another item to talk about, and Carrie Yeager's not here, but we have a backlog of minutes to be approved, but the right people have to be here to vote, and Carrie said that she was gonna compile, we might be even, this'll be.
This would be the 5th.
This'll be,
Isn't that what it was? We need to vote on, we needed to go over 4 of them, so that would be like
At
from
least 3.
April?
yeah,
Yeah, at least 3, and you have to have at least 3 members to vote on it that were here at that time, to approve the minutes.
Let's think, so we can't do it for the last one no matter what, because we're the only 2 that
Yeah.
are here.
Because John's not here yet.
Right.
can we just maybe get that all compiled and then figure out
We can
who
do
has to
that.
be present?
I'll check with our law director to make sure that we're doing it the correct way. We'll get it
Yeah.
all together for you for the next BZA meeting.
Do you mind doing that?
I don't mind doing that
That
at
would be
all.
great.
That's my job.
It's complicated that John will not, because he's not a member anymore, so
Right,
he can't
right,
vote.
yeah. I was gonna ask Lisa about that.
Yeah, that's weird, okay. All right, well, thank you so much. Do I just say that it's adjourned then? If there's no other business?
Because we can't do the meeting minutes, you can't approve the meeting minutes.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
but I will get on that. I'll start working on that too and see what we can do. All righty then, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.